All right. Welcome to our Student Scholarship panel. We are so glad that you're here joining us today. Today, you'll have the opportunity to hear directly from students whose lives have been transformed by the gift of scholarships, stories that speak to the real and lasting impact of your support here at the University of Evansville. My name is Carly, and I'm a financial aid counselor here at UE with the Student Financial Services team. It's an honor to be a part of a department that works every day to remove financial barriers for our students. Before we hear from our incredible panel, I'd like to take a few moments to share a little bit about who we are and what we do. Scholarships are more than just financial aid. They are powerful tools that shape the academic pathways of students. By easing the financial burden of education, scholarships allow students to focus more fully on their studies and less on the stress of tuition, fees, living expenses, and more. This freedom can allow us to excel academically and engage in opportunities that enrich their college experience. Scholarships do more than support students financially. They can affirm that someone sees the value in a student's dream and potential. A student who is awarded a scholarship is told, "We believe in you." This message can be transformative. It tells a student that hard work, dedication, and their future matters. In student financial services, we strive for accessibility. Unlike other financial aid offices, our counselors are cross-trained on a variety of forms of financial aid. In most cases, this allows students to walk in without making an appointment and get the help that they need. As a private university, we can dedicate time to individual students and their unique situations. We get to know our students. We celebrate wins and problem-solve challenges together. Awarding scholarships can be a unique process based on where the funding comes from and who the funder is. Sometimes the funder has very clear instructions on who they would like the funding to go to, and other times our office is privileged to be able to make the selection. When our office oversees selections, we look at several data points, but arguably the most important factor is the student's academic record. We want to offer scholarship dollars to students who are actively engaging in their coursework. When thinking of a particular story from a student who we've worked with, it was really hard for me to select just one. I see success stories every single day. From families who think that a private university is out of reach until they see all the scholarship their student has been awarded, to a student who successfully submitted a scholarship application that we worked on together, our office is lucky to be a part of all of those journeys. Thank you all for being here and for taking time to learn more about the impact scholarships have on our students' lives. It's support like yours that makes stories like the ones you'll hear today possible. Now I'd like to introduce our first student speaker, Antonio Portes Roman. Antonio is a dedicated student whose journey is a powerful reminder of why this work matters so much. Please welcome him to the stage.
Like, hey everyone, thanks for coming. Um, yes, good evening, Steve, donors, faculty, fellow students, and everyone else joining us. And thank you for inviting me to speak. I'm very honored to have a chance to share what donor-funded scholarships have done to me, to my life. I'm Antonio Cortés Roman. You can call me Tony. I am a junior here at the University of Evansville. I am from Ntepec, Mexico. I'm an international student as well. And I am a theater performance major, Bachelor of Fine Arts. I wanted to be an actor for as long as I've been aware of their existence. The first time that I saw a movie and realized that the people in it weren't actually dying or running through trains or doing all this crazy stuff and going through the emotional journeys, I just knew I wanted to do that. Because how cool it would be to affect people with stories, generating emotions, thoughts, and consequentially, ideally, actions by having fun pretending to be someone else, exploring characters and living all of their extravagant lives. My mom's version of how I got into theater is a bit different, though. According to her, she took me to see the play Peter Pan, and when I saw him flying on the stage, I just wanted to do that. I didn't care about acting or any of that. I just wanted to fly on stage. And that still hasn't happened yet, but one day it will. Almost 3 years ago, when I first came to the University of Evansville, my family and I knew that it might only be for 1 year. That's what our finances allowed. But we took a leap of faith together, and I arrived with the mindset of making the most out of every single moment. I told myself to absorb everything I could because this might be my only year. And in the background of all the new classes, the friendships, the excitement of being here, there was always this weight of money. It was quiet, but it was constant stress about how I'd make it to the next semester, or if I make it to the next semester, and if I'd be able to stay, or if I have to say goodbye to everything I was starting to build. Even when I try not to think about it, it's always there. Um, so that's why receiving the Margaret Kahn Scholarship and the Robert and Terry Bound scholarships has really been not only helpful, but truly a blessing. This semester, for example, I didn't have to carry that worry of money with me. I've been able to focus on my classes, on building community, and on growing both academically and personally. I've had the opportunity to assist and direct shows like Romeo and Juliet with Tony Award winner Wes Grantham. I've been able to go to the pickleball club. I've been involved as an orientation leader and as a resident assistant, and I've taken part on international club events. I've thrown myself into this community, and I wouldn't have been able to do that or enjoy it as much as I have if I had the pressure of not having money and not knowing how to pay the semester's bills. That freedom, that peace of mind is something that I know now I can never take for granted. Receiving the scholarships has helped me open up space, not just in my schedule, but also in myself and my mind. And it has helped me to be present and to be involved and to really give my best wherever I go. Classes, shows, activities, whatever it is. I'm also influenced by the generosity of scholarship donors. There's now this seed in me that in the future I want to give back. I don't know when I'll be in that position, but if it happens, I want to give back. Being a scholarship recipient means I have the temporary privilege of financial security and finishing school with less debt than I would have otherwise. And being a scholarship means I get to keep pursuing my dreams. So if I end up achieving them, you can take a little credit for them. I'm very grateful for everyone here for choosing to invest not only in the institution, but in us as individuals. And I carry your generosity with me every day. You may not have known me before today, but you've affected my life and my time here. And it's the third year now, so I'm here. I did get to stay for a little longer. Thank you for helping us believe in our futures and for helping me believe in mine. And now it's my privilege to introduce a fellow classmate, Brian Funkwa.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Foppa, and I am a third-year junior at the University of Evansville. But before I talk about my time in Evansville, I kind of want to give you guys the background of kind of what my life was like before I ran to Evansville. So, on a senior in high school, thinking about, oh gosh, what school am I going to go to? How am I going to get the money to go to school? My parents are on me about it and saying, like, you better apply to scholarships, apply, keep applying. And I was worried, stressed. I was like, well, I have to, and after my parents sacrificed so much for me, I owe it to them. And thankfully, Evansville came knocking on my doorstep. So what I've been involved in on campus, outside of classes, I've been an RA. I joined occasionally a few clubs and organizations, volunteered, participated in aerial sports. And for one of my biggest dreams since I was little was Harlexton. Ever since I was little, I've always dreamed about wanting to travel the world and explore the world because I really feel like my purpose is to just see the world. It's just see different things, tour it, learn the culture, the food, languages even. And that's just something that's really special to me. And ever since I heard about Harlexton, when I first joined here, I was like, okay, I'm 100% going here. No matter how much it costs, I'm going. I will find my way to go to Harlexton. And that wouldn't have been made possible without scholarships. And I'm grateful for that every single day. And I'm also grateful that helped my parents, my family. And like I said before, I just really owe it to them because they sacrificed so much from me and my brothers. And having these scholarships was just a big weight off my shoulders, and that's something I'm truly grateful for. I'll give a quick little story about why the scholarship was important, and it's a little bit related to Harlexton. So while at Harlexton, you want to save money to go on these nice trips with your friends and everything, and that wouldn't have been made possible without these scholarships, because now I could use the money for leisure, for fun, food, drinks. So, and that's just, again, just really important about how these scholarships cover those in place. Just not worrying about, oh man, when am I going to be able to pay this back once I graduate? Or what if I don't find a good career enough to pay off my loans the way I want to? And just having those scholarships has now decreased that amount by just so much. And honestly, I don't know about you guys, but I dropped a lot of money at Harlexton. So, which, no regrets, but again, like, that wouldn't have been made possible, without these scholarships. Like, these scholarships have affected me in so many different ways, just by being here, going to classes, doing things outside of classes, going home, working at home. It's gone its way into every single aspect of my life, which is why it is so important. They've played a huge role in my college journey. They've not made it only possible for me to attend UE, but they've allowed me to focus more on academics and service rather than constantly worrying about finances. I'm incredibly grateful for that support. It's something that continues to motivate me, and I tend to achieve them to graduate. I'm forever grateful for the opportunities given to me. And honestly, now moving forward, I'm again still going to be very grateful and just think about how UE has shaped me as a person. And I don't know where I would be if not for these scholarships and University of Evansville. Thank you for letting me share a little about myself. And now I would like to introduce Irais Ibarra-K.
Got rings all the way down. All right. I sat across the kitchen table, cracking one finger at a time as my parents read the financial aid packet. I felt my heart pounding in my chest, patiently waiting to meet the eyes of my parents. My mom lifts her head and says, "Why do you want to go to the University of Evansville?" My mind immediately begins going through the pros and cons lists I had created earlier that day. But my heart spoke first, and I said, "I don't know why or how, but I feel drawn to this place. And there's a very special reason as to why I must go to the University of Evansville. But I don't know yet what that is." Today is about celebrating generosity, the kind that changes lives and shapes futures. My parents didn't attend school beyond middle school, and they didn't even know what high school was like, much less navigating the higher education landscape. But they knew this. If I was going to have a better life, I needed an education beyond high school. They sacrificed so much for me and my siblings, and their generosity is what motivated me to do my best in school. They saw how much my education meant to me, and the late nights spending on projects, the early mornings finishing homework, and the way that my eyes lit up whenever I talked about school. Being a 21st century scholar, coupled with the scholarships that UE offered me and the federal grants I was given, I was able to achieve my dream of going to college. Because every gift that you give is more than just dollars. It's a statement that says, "I believe in you." And that kind of belief is powerful. It has the ability to unlock opportunities that otherwise might have remained unlocked. UE's mission to change lives, my life and so many others, would it be possible without your support? And the beautiful thing is that when you support a student, you're not just investing in their education, you're investing in who they will become. Future educators, artists, scientists, leaders, and neighbors. And there are hundreds of stories like mine happening on our campus today. Due to the culture UE has built, students don't have to wait until graduation to make a difference. They start now. through classroom work, volunteer efforts, and change labs. They become problem solvers, innovators, and community builders. They learn to give back because that's part of who UE is. And you're a part of that identity too. During my time as a UE student, I took a rigorous 18-credit semester, with only one being 15. I triple majored in marketing, global business, logistics, and supply chain management. I served as an account executive and later the CEO of Embrace Marketing and Communications, a student-run agency through Change Lab. Beyond campus, I connected with Foster Care in the U.S., a local nonprofit serving youth through the ages of 18 to 24 who have transitioned out of foster care or are homeless on our streets here in Evansville. I began as an intern in 2021 and later became a board member in 2022. Now, as a university employee, I serve as a marketing coordinator for the Evansville Promise neighborhood. Our work has gained national recognition. Our brand guidelines were even featured as a model of excellence. And over the past 2 years, I've had the opportunity to travel to Washington, D.C. with my team to visually represent our work during neighborhood walks, showcasing the powerful impact of our community collaboration. And this year, the Department of Education has selected us for an impact story, spotlighting the progress happening right here in Evansville. We've brought together 23 of our community partners, twice for all partner meetings in this exact room. And for the first time, we hosted more than 130 essential staff members right here, creating space for connections, collaboration, and shared learning about the mission of EPN. There's still so much more to do, but everything I've accomplished so far would not have been possible without your investment in my education. Shortly after starting my current role with EPN, I wrote down a quote on a sticky note that I came across, and it now lives on my whiteboard. It says, "Define others by their potential rather than their challenges." That quote captures what your giving means. Your support tells students, I see what's possible in you, even before we might see it in ourselves. And on behalf of the entire University of Evansville family, thank you for believing in what we do, and more importantly, in who we do it for. On May 6, 2023, I stood in front of my peers and delivered the commencement address, beginning with the same story that I shared with you today. That afternoon, I walked across the stage, accepted my diploma, and officially graduated from the University of Evansville. The best part wasn't delivering the speech, and it wasn't even shaking Presby's hand. Sorry, Presby. It was afterwards, hugging my parents and hearing my mom say, "Estoy tan orgullosa de ti, mami." And in English, I'm so proud of you. Thank you. Now, I would like to introduce Megan McCombs.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank our speakers, Carly Cox, Antonio Cortez Roman, Brian Bungquang, and Erase. I'm going to mess up your last name, and I'm so sorry. Ibre K. Close? My name is Megan McCombs, and I'm the Director of Alumni Engagement. I'm a proud alumna and a parent of a first-year UE student. I'm honored to speak today about this special week dedicated to philanthropy and the power of giving. This week gives us an opportunity to reflect on what it means to make a difference, not just through our words, but through our actions. Today, I want to talk to you about something that's truly close to my heart, the U Evansville Fund. This fund plays a vital part in supporting our university, and more importantly, it supports our students, the heart and soul of this institution. So why would you give to the Unrestricted U Evansville Fund? Let me share 3 key reasons why your contribution matters. We all know that the cost of higher education is rising, and many of our students are facing financial challenges that make their dream of college seem out of reach. The U Evansville Fund directly supports student scholarships, providing critical financial assistance to those who need it most. And this is more than just about dollars and cents. Scholarships allow students to focus on their education rather than constantly worrying about how they will pay for it. It means a student who dreams of becoming a teacher, a doctor, an engineer, or an artist can pursue their dream without the weight of overwhelming debt holding them back. Easing the financial burden will allow students to study and learn more during their UE experience. By giving to this fund, you help ensure our university remains a place where opportunity is accessible to everyone, regardless of financial background. One of the most remarkable features of the U Evansville Fund is its flexibility. Because this fund is unrestricted, it can be directed to areas of greatest need, whether it's enhancing academic programs, supporting student organizations, improving facilities for our students, or providing emergency funds for those facing unexpected hardships. This flexibility means that your gift can be directed to where it's most needed, ensuring that our university can continue to provide an exceptional educational experience for all. Whether it's helping students gain access to important resources like textbooks, or making sure that research opportunities are available to all disciplines, this fund allows us to invest in our future and the university in ways it truly can make an impact. When you give to the unrestricted U Evansville Fund, you're not just making a donation. You're becoming part of a larger community. A community committed to the values of giving support and generosity. Your gift, no matter how big or small, helps foster a culture of philanthropy on campus. It sends a message to our students, faculty, and staff that we all play a part in making this university stronger. Philanthropy is an act of solidarity. It's about lifting each other up and creating an environment where everyone has the chance to thrive. And when you contribute to this fund, you're leaving a lasting legacy. Your generosity today will inspire future generations to continue the cycle of giving and support. As we celebrate Philanthropy Week, let us remember the impact of giving is far-reaching. Your gift to the U Evansville Fund is an investment in the future of our students and our university. It's about making sure that all students, regardless of their background, have access to opportunities and resources they need to succeed. If you're so inclined to make a gift, there is a QR code on your program. All you have to do is scan that, and that will take you to our giving page. And no matter where you are in your journey at the University of Evansville, your contribution does make a difference. So I do encourage you to consider what you can give, whether it's financial support, your time, or simply spreading the word about the importance of philanthropy. Together, we can make sure that every student that you meet has the chance to pursue their dreams and make a lasting impact on the world. So at this time, I would like for you to gather for gratitude. I was going to say on the lawn, but here in this room, and play some games, have some food, and engage with our students who are here with us tonight. Thank you so much for attending, and go Aces.